Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, how about everybody give ourselves a round of applause? We packed it out today. So, as a proud chamber member for 7 years, it's just such an honor to see the packed crowd. I talked to Amber earlier, and every year it just gets better. So that's a testament to everyone in this room, and I'm just appreciative. So I'm Matthew Coleman. I'm the CEO and founder of VI Capital Lending Group and Vision Group RE Development. And so right now, I'm also the committee chair for the Real Estate and Professional Service Committee, and we started up about 3 years ago, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Congratulations, my brother.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So I had a chance to talk to him last night for a little bit, and I read his bio, and it said swag. He had something that had swag. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. And then I saw him, he got swag. He does. It was fun to meet him and talk to him. And so right now, just a little bit about him. We're talking about a gentleman who obviously is a lawyer. We know passing the bar is not easy, right? And then getting to the point where you build your business up to a 7-figure business and you sell it. That is what we talk about, scale. And so to be able to do that is amazing. And I'm just so proud to be around someone like that. And that's what we're about, is being around each other. So I'm gonna have him tell a little bit about himself, and then we'll get into some good stuff.
ABC, how y'all doing?
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm excited to be home, man. I'm with family. I feel good to be here. So my name is Bobby Robinson. I'm a corporate and IP attorney. I was the youngest black partner at a firm called Maynard Nexton. During my time as a member of ABC, I had my own firm, the Robinson Law Group, and we ended up transitioning that business to the firm that I'm at today. Outside of practicing, I love building and scaling and investing in companies, so I'm also the partner and head of strategy for Peak 15 Capital. We're a commercial real estate private equity firm based out of Charlotte. We're currently working out of our first co-GP fund, and it's a $25 million fund. In fact, before I came here, we have a 108 unit in Forest Park, so I went by there this morning to check it out. And I'm always scaling, investing, and helping coach and consult other entrepreneurs, so I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Come on, I got to give him another round of applause. I don't know anyone else. Can you raise your hand if you own a company worth, $5-10 million?
We see some hands up there.
But
my people.
That's possible, and that's the thing for what the chamber offers us is opportunity to be exposed to possibility. So I just, again, for where I am, it's amazing. So one of the things that we talked about, fan base, and being an entrepreneur, there's one big question, and the most important thing is mindset. It's right, we talk about mindset, but do we implement mindset? So I want you to tell us, just not a little, tell us a lot about what is the mindset it takes to really scale a company to 7 figures?
Yeah, I think Isaac had alluded to it earlier. The challenge I tend to see with a lot of entrepreneurs is they're like day traders, right? And the investment game is, I want a quick hit. I want a quick win. And when I come up against some adversity, I'm not mentally apt to be able to work through that, right? And so certainly when we think about what is the long-term game, what is the long-term strategy, if I acquire an asset, it may take me 3, 5, 7 years to really turn it around, and do I have the appetite to be able to hold on to it for that time to weather the storm, given the market and so forth? But that's a different mindset than someone who wants to just kind of win quickly, and when they run up into some adversity, they go on doing something else.
Yeah. And I can't do anything but, second that is that it's just like anything. Nothing happens overnight, right? And so, I've actually been in business 30 years, and how many of us are still trying to make it happen? Right?
I'm gonna raise my hand too. We still trying to make it.
But entrepreneurs, they say it lasts 5 years, right? And so the key is getting past that. So when you think about that mindset and success, I think from a lawyer perspective, from a legal perspective, from a technical perspective, what are some reasons, some actual reasons that people aren't profitable?
Before we talk about profitability, so I'm going to just kind of talk about some legal stuff. I know we got some fantastic lawyers over there as well. Certainly, you can't cut corners when it comes to scaling an organization. And you really have to be intentional about how you invest in that organization. And I think hiring really good lawyers at the very beginning is critical. So when we think about corporate and entity formation and contracts and trademarks, IP, licensing, estate planning, all of those things are critical when we start thinking about the long-term sustainability of an organization. I think that in my experience, a lot of entrepreneurs aren't profitable for a variety of different reasons. One is they make money too slow, right? You make money too slow. You got bills every day, every month, but you may see a client every 6, 7 months. That's not sustainable, right? First of all, you're not charging enough. Right? So you're not charging enough, and that lets me know, A, you don't know your value, or you don't know your numbers, or both, right? And so when you think about sales and how do you scale, that's one piece. I also think that, you got to be able to control your cost. A lot of entrepreneurs are just burdened down by expensive office space, a whole payroll, a whole bunch of things, right? So I think it's important to really understand how do we increase your revenue, maintain costs so that we can maintain some level of profitability, and then go acquire more assets.
And I guess from personal experience, staying at it, personal plug, I actually have a book coming out called Prep 5 Steps to Business. And I want to segue that in the steps, the skills, understanding what are the key skills it takes to be successful, and not only successful, but to scale. Because I think we could be successful in just making it, right? I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, and I have $6 in the bank. Is that success? So what are the skills and the specifics to make that happen?
So one skill I think every entrepreneur should certainly hone pretty significantly, and that is you got to be able to solve a problem. I think sometimes, certainly social media has convoluted the complexity of business, but I think if you strip it down, it's always with problem identification and solution orientation, right? So if I can solution around what the problem is significantly, so case in point, I'm a non-technical founder, right? I don't have an engineering background, although I went to law school. I built a company called IntelliDoc. It was a contract and workflow automation solution, and we partnered with IBM. We got some great friends in the room that helped me with the branding. Thank you, Andrea. And within those 3 years of scaling that business, I was able to sell that to a private equity firm for a significant amount of money. And partly it was, can you solve a problem for the legal profession with regards to how attorneys review and draft contracts? I was solving a problem within an industry in which I was very sophisticated in, but I had no idea about how to build a business around a tech company. We figured it out, and then we ended up selling the company. So I think it's all about, are you solving the right problems? Because, yeah, we got 1 million t-shirt brands out there, but what differentiates yours from the next, right? So I think we tend to enter industries and spaces that are low barrier of entry, it's not very complex. It's just adding to some noise in the space, and so you just gotta figure out, what are you really solving?
So just give us an example. I mean, something specific. I know you mentioned the company that you started, but what is something that you've run into personally that you said, hey, I had to do this, I had to pivot right? I mean, because I think a lot of us have similar situations, but we're stuck. We're stuck.
Yeah, I think, so case in point, I just said we're part of a private equity group. And so we initially raised our first $25 million fund in terms of doing multifamily acquisitions, right? But the multifamily space is going through a downward cycle. So we had to pivot to look at other asset classes, partly One, for example, we're looking to acquire a portfolio of car washes in Oklahoma. We didn't start thinking we were going to own car washes in Oklahoma, but we had to make the adjustment just given what the market was telling us what was happening, right? So our investors expect a return. We can't say the market is doing what it's doing. You just got to chill out and wait. We got to figure out how else to get them a return, and we got to be open-minded to trying different avenues to get there.
And for all of us, I think that's the key, is how do we get past hurdles, right? And I know we talk about it a lot, and I know just the chamber is a good representation of this. How do you find yourself building relationships? I mean, is there a group you focus on? Is it a certain level of money people you look at? What are some key factors that say, hey, this is a person, these are relationships I want to build? How do you do that?
Yeah, I think Barry, someone said it earlier, is really being intentional and taking risks to go into rooms and spaces that you may just be the only. For example, I was just in New Hampshire, Newport, New Hampshire. I ain't never been.
Like, where is it?
But it was at a private equity conference in Newport, and I was the only black person there, right? And I'm like, where we at, y'all? I mean, there were people there that ran billion-dollar pension funds. They invested on behalf of retirement companies and so forth. And I'm looking around, and it was great for me because I stood out. I had the dope socks on, and everything kind of worked out for me. And we got some transactions going. But certainly, I think just taking the risk to put yourself in environments to where you could certainly benefit from it. And it's going to be uncomfortable, but it'll work out.
I was pushed along, but you made me think about it. I've never thought that I would be working with $100 hedge funds. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. Like, if you made $100,000, that was a lot of money. So I challenge everyone to know that everything's possible. And I'm not trying, what you say matters. I'm kicking down doors as well, as I talk to you, about being in places that may be a little uncomfortable for me. Some people that I can't say. That's why I moved to Atlanta, so I can be like, what up, dog? And not looked at like, oh my God, he's unprofessional. So we have to break these doors down and know that we're the trendsetter. So that being said, he has an amazing event. He's actually on tour on the low. He's traveling around promoting an event, so we want to get that out there because I'm going to try to make it. No, I got a baby, so I'm going to try to make it.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So one of the things that's really important to me is to really try to put black entrepreneurs in a space to really scale their business. And I'm not trying to be super harsh about it, but we tend to get into businesses that are just unscalable. And then we get frustrated with where we are, right? And so I'm hosting the Millie CEO Summit. It is October 14th through the 17th in Charlotte, North Carolina. By the way, that's where I'm at in Charlotte. And it's really just designed to help you hit your first $1 million in business. So we have some amazing speakers. It is about black excellence, luxury, and wealth. It is gonna be a curated experience, so you're certainly gonna learn, but we're gonna have 7, 8, 9, 10-figure entrepreneurs in the room. It's industry agnostic, meaning that we're not focusing on any particular industry. So you're gonna have tech founders there. You're also gonna have barbers and beauticians up in there, right? So if you have a service-based company or a product-based business, I wanna be able to see you in Charlotte. We're currently offering, in honor of Black Business Month, buy one, get one on your tickets. There's a board right back there by that champagne wall, which I'm waiting on them to fill up. There's a QR code on that board. Please scan that. It'll take you to the registration page. You'll have an opportunity to review all of the speakers. And then once you sort of input your information, you can kind of check out the prices and the ticketed experiences. So thank you.
And I want to close up to say that I'm going to be there, and I'm gonna post a picture. No, I'll post. I'm gonna be there. So I challenge everybody to meet me there. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you.